Eberechi has scored his first senior goal for England last night. I think his first senior goal in football, unless I'm completely wrong, was for Wycombe Wanderers when he was there on loan.
All right.
Well, Millwall let him go, surprisingly. Then he went to QPR, didn't he? And he was getting a little bit of game time, but they wanted to get some game in his leg. So August 2017, he went to Wycombe on loan. He was there only for about 6 months, but did rather well.
Yeah.
Scored his first ever senior goal on the 7th of October 2017. He scored 2 amazing goals.
We just saw them.
We just watched them.
Our producer just brought them in, didn't he? Very,
2
very
fantastic
good.
goals. And the assist for the first one, I think the word assist, doing quite a lot of heavy lifting, came from our next guest, the former Wycombe frontman, Adebayo Akinfenwa. Hi, Adebayo.
Hey, what's going on? You guys good?
Yeah, very
we're
good,
not
thank
bad.
you.
So, we're going to set the scene. You got your back to goal, Bayo, and
as always.
And it's taken you. Well, it's taken you 3 touches to get it under, and then you've laid it off to Eberechi Avenue, and he has just drilled it into the top corner.
Yeah. I was shouting at him because I told him to pass it back to me, but it is what it is, though. No, joking. Do you know a funny story to that? The funny story to that game, that was Cambridge away, and Cambridge was a very physical team. And I remember my gaffer, Gareth Ainsworth, called me into his office, and he was just talking, as he did with his generals. He was just talking about the game, and he was like, look, I'm looking to go with. And so I was like, oh, even though like Eze came in, we called him Starboy, he came in and he was just amazing, but we knew the game would be physical. So I said, Gaffer, shouldn't we go a bit more solid? And then we've got him to come on. And Gaffer was like, yeah, I get what you're saying. So anyway, we just had a discussion. And I remember after that goal, when he scored 2 of the goal of the season contenders, I remember going to the Gaffer, listen, I'm never going to question your decision making again. But he came on and just he done bits. And I think at Wycombe we was kind of thinking, if QPR's letting him go out on loan, how good's QPR's team? Because he just came in and just League Two, he was getting kicked about, and he was playing like he plays now, with a smile on his face, just drifting past players. But I didn't want to say to him, I did send him a message saying that if I didn't assist him, none of his career would happen.
Yeah, that's it. He's got you to thank, definitely. You probably would have come up against or played with guys that had come on loan from further up the divisions. But did you know, was there a sense in the Wycombe dressing room that this was a special player who was definitely going to train on and have a top career?
Yeah, I don't want to always make it about me, but I did go on Sky just before he got signed, and they asked about who do I feel like's the up and coming, and I did. The worst things, I think, as players, players that have got the X factor, and it wasn't just his ability, because most players in academies or who play higher up have got the ability. They come down, and you notice that from the training sessions, their technical nous is just, but there was just something about him as a person, his energy, both on and off the pitch, where you was like, nah, man, he's going places. And yeah, man, I mean, to be fair, you've seen it. I mean, I think injury-wise, this season's been a little bit of a stint or a little bit of a halt to what his progression's been. But listen, I do, and I'll say it again, I think he will, and I know Crystal Palace fans may get on me and that sort of thing, but I do think he will then go another step higher than Crystal Palace, just because I think you knew from when you walked in the door that he was something special.
Yeah, it's impressive when someone's been released. I mean, he was released by Millwall and then he sort of found his way back into the game. So to come on loan to Wycombe Wanderers and hold his own and be as good as he was, it's impressive in a young man, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that I think you learn a lot about yourself in regards to resilience. I think the game's tough, and I guess most players will turn around and say there's a lot more setbacks than joys. So you can just, I said this about him, as his energy, as his personality, that he was very driven, and that just is testament that I do think that you come away and you grow as an individual, both on and off the pitch, and that's what he did. And for me, the sky's the limits with Eze.
He was released a few times. Arsenal as a kid, then Fulham and Reading had a look at him, and Millwall decided not to give him a pro contract. I mean, look, with respect to those clubs, you never know. A kid at 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, is different. It doesn't always mean players can train on. They can start to really hit the heights at an older age, can't they?
Yeah, and I think his story, like many others, is just another story for young kids to know that it's not the end of the world if they get released. That nobody's got that definitive. You know, people grow, people change, both mentally and physically. So with all the clubs that have let him go, they at the time he didn't sit in or didn't suit the way they played, or maybe it was too small, whatever it is. But it's just testament of individuals, and I hope younger players look at this and be like, look, if it doesn't work out at one club or another club, it doesn't mean it's the end, sort of thing. So I hope his story does inspire the next generation.
Before we let you go, there's other news today that your old gaffer Gareth Ainsworth is leaving Shrewsbury Town, and it looks like he's going to Gillingham. Yeah. I take it this is a sort of geographical move, I'm guessing. I mean, you might know better than us, but interesting move for Gareth.
I ain't gonna lie, I just found out that today. I thought I was gonna be the Gillingham manager. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm gonna send him a text message because normally he lets me know. I didn't know that he was leaving Shrewsbury. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago in regards to, I think this was just before they went on their losing 3 games. I think they lost 3 games in a week. So prior to that, it was in good stead. So he was a good feeling, and then they lost their 3 games. Listen, I think it was tough for him, but like I've gone on record many times, he's a great manager, and any club that gets him, will be lucky for him. But if it is Gillingham, to me, I don't even know. Gillingham's a good club. I spent two stints there, but I will be sending him a text message. Yeah, I will be sending him a text message to say, yo, what's the story? Let me know now. Don't let me get shocked on radio.
Have you done your badges, Bayo? Are you interested in coaching?
No, I haven't done my badges. I don't think the coaching route's for me. I do think the mentality and the mentoring, I think that's massive. I think there's not enough of that in today's game, especially with the distractions, both on and off the pitch. So the mentoring side is something that I don't see myself on the sideline. I may get into a few scraps and it's cold. So I'd rather be on the radio.
I don't think anyone's getting into a scrap.
Yeah, it's a bit more fun.
I don't think anyone's getting into a scrap.
I don't think they are. It wouldn't be a good idea. Cheers, Bayo. Thanks very much. We'll catch up with you soon.
Anytime. Blessings.
Cheers,
Take care.
thank you.
Adebayo Akinfenwa, then the former Wycombe striker, on his assist.
And Torquay striker.
Torquay striker. The assist that turned around the career of Eberechi. He never looked back after. I'll be honest.
That's the jump-off point.
Bayo, he slightly stumbles with the ball at his feet, and it sort of finds its way to Eze. And
made a career out of that, Paul.
I mean, I'd love to say it was a defence splitting through ball, but it wasn't. But anyway, look. Unless he'd done his back to goal, unless he'd been Johnny on the spot, he would never have got that shot away. The rest is history.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.